But anyway, oh, look at that. Bang, bang. Reload. He fired. Bang, bang. Isn't that perfect, dude? And... yeah. Wow. The MBTB is the most insane tank in the game. Until it was nerfed. Now, it's worse than the Foch B. I'm going to paint a picture for you guys, okay? I'm going to compare the pre-nerfed MBT stats to the Foch B. So then you can get an idea of what's going on, and then I'm going to show you how they nerfed it. But let's just look at the stats quickly, okay? You know a tank is going to be crazy when you're comparing it to the Foch B. But it has worse DPM than the Foch B. It has a bit worse penetration on the gold rounds, but this is okay. 320 is still okay. Same alpha damage. The reload is definitely longer, right? The Foch B 36, this is 43. Now here's where it's good and bad. It has 2400 a clip, which is huge, just like the Foch B. And it even unloads it faster than the Foch B, 8.5 seconds instead of 10. But this is not as good as you might think because it's a burst mechanic, meaning you click once and it fires twice. It goes bang, 0.5 seconds, bang. So in theory, that means you can get 800 alpha off very quickly, right? Someone pokes, bang, bang. They just took 800 alpha. The only problem with this is that the second shot is fired at pretty much max bloom, right? You know, when you fire your gun, the reticule gets bigger. Well, you only gave it half a second to aim before firing the second shot, which means pretty much most of the time you miss your shots. I will now show you a clip of what this tank is really like at even just medium range. Oh, look! Hit, miss. Okay, let's try again. Hit, miss. Or armor not hit. Okay, let's try again. Hit, miss. Yeah. This wasn't even that long ranged. It's not like I'm aiming at the lower plate. It's an entire Conway. And that's just what this tank is, I'm afraid. Yeah, it's not as amazing as you might initially think. But, okay, what is the intraclip? So this goes bang bang, and then intraclip for 3.5, and then bang bang, intraclip for 3.5, and then bang bang. That's 6 shots. The Foch B is just a regular autoloader. 6 shots, 2 seconds in between each one of them. The shell velocities are practically the same, so that's nice. This is pretty decent. You put perfect charge, and it gets to 1500, which means you can snipe lights pretty easily. The aim time is worse. The accuracy is worse. The dispersion factors, at least for moving and turning your tank, are almost double. Are you kidding me? Okay, the turret traverse is pretty good. Actually, it's fantastic. No complaints there. But oh my god. You know this is worse than the 60 TP? And it's not even close. The 60 TP is 0.22. You know what this is more akin to? 0.25? It is more akin to the KV fucking 2. Look at this. Moving tank traverse 0.26, 0.26. What does the MBT have? 0.25. Are you kidding me? This tank reticule is massive. And although its dispersion after firing is better than the Foch B, it's not really a huge deal for the Foch B because you've got 2 seconds to aim in between each shot that you fire. And if you want to aim for longer, you can aim for longer. For this tank, you can't. You have half a second in between each shots. So the second shot is practically fired at max bloom, and you always miss the second shot. Okay, fine. That's sort of the price you pay for having a turret, right? The MBT has a turret, the Foch B doesn't. Mobility. So the MBT has a slight edge in mobility. It goes 5 kilometers per hour faster, but the engine power is quite weak. So its power to weight is lower than the Foch B, but its ground resistances kind of make up for it. Overall, I think the MBT is just ever so slightly faster than the Foch B. Yeah, armor and health. Okay, it has a little bit more health as you would expect because it is a heavy after all. But the armor, it does not have any at all. Not even close. Like, not even the gun mantlet. It is complete auto pen everywhere. And artillery is going to have an amazing time shooting at you. The only time you bounce is you get lucky occasionally. You bounce off this plate here. Or sometimes you get a ricochet off the side. But really, okay, yes, this tank has 10 degrees of gun depression. But when you're poking out, this is not a hard target to hit. Let me tell you. Okay, everybody's going to hit this. Now, one thing that nobody else knows, and I know because I played the shit out of this tank. This viewport is not a hitbox, you can't damage it, but you can spot with it. If this thing pokes over a ridgeline, you will spot enemy tanks. You will also get spotted yourself though, so it is like balanced in a way. But this unironically means that this is like actually a good scout. Because like you don't have to expose your armor to spot people. It's kind of funny, and it does have good view range. But anyway, the point is no armor. See, look, at least the Foch B has armor, right? Of course, look at this. This is not bad at all, considering that this tank has a huge clip. I'm surprised it got armor at all. Of course, it's got these weak spots, but this means that people don't just automatically pen you. They have to stop and aim and, you know, aim for this, and sometimes they miss or whatever. And even if they load gold, which means this thing is all green, right? Of course, you still can pull off some ricochets, especially around the gun mantlet, right? You can get some lucky bounces here and there. But mainly, even though people fire gold, they still, just by habit, they aim for the weak spot, which means quite often, although it's big, if you're clipping someone out and they're freaking out, they might fire early or whatever. Shot goes high, goes to the right, left. They miss it. So the survivability of the Foch B, I'd say, is way better than the MBT. So lastly, because it's a heavy, of course, it's going to have poor camo, which really sucks because this thing is mobile and has no armor. So you would want to play it like a medium, but you're going to get spotted anytime you try to do anything. Fortunately, it does get some view range that's nice, I guess. So, should you get this tank? I mean, it's slightly worse than the Foch B, but it gets a turret. Well, don't be fooled. The replays I'm going to be showing you are me playing this tank before it was nerfed. Let's see what they did to it. So they absolutely nuked the penetration. 320, which was pretty good, to 305, which is atrocious. And better yet, look what they did. This is how they get you. This is how Wargaming manipulates and tricks you. The penetration at 500 meters is way lower. They actually increased how much this thing's penetration drops off by. So, holy shit, man. You're not going to have any pen left. This is like, considering AP has more normalization, AP probably has more penetration than this. On top of that, they nerfed the shell velocity, so shooting things at long range is going to be even harder because you have to account for the second shot firing, right? You're aiming at someone, bang, bang, you try to give lead, but now it's a lot worse. Oh, if that wasn't enough, the slight edge it had in mobility against the Foch B, gone, okay? It's just now the same, if not slower. Oh, we're going to nerf the health on top of that as well. This is the lowest health of any tier 10 heavy, so good luck with that. Considering this tank needs to poke out and take some punishment in order to dish out its entire clip, you're going to be dead very soon. At least the Foch B had some armor to ricochet a few shots. Oh, and we're going to increase the shell price, just for good measure. So, for one last final comparison, this is the nerfed MBT with the Foch B, okay? Pen, atrocious, okay? It has worse DPM, worse aim time, worse accuracy, worse gun handling, except for turrets, but okay, whatever. Yeah, it gets some gun depression, woohoo. It's slower, it has absolutely no armor. Its health bonus isn't even that great because I will show you in a moment what kind of equipment you have to use. You could reasonably run hardening in a Foch B, and then you would be pretty much on par, if not slightly more health than the MBT. But you cannot run hardening on the MBT. You just can't. The camo's worse, so you're going to get spotted everywhere. And okay, yes, you got some view range. So, what the hell, man? My point is, I'm not trying to say, oh, I'm upset because my MBT is no longer super busted and overpowered and I want my OP tank. No, I'm talking about for you. You're going to spend $1,500 on a tank that's worse than the Foch B in every single possible category except it gets a turret and the Foch B doesn't. I'll admit, having a turret is huge, but it's not $1,500 fucking dollars huge, okay? You could just grind the Foch B and it will be a much more enjoyable experience. Let me tell you, this penetration, along with this gun handling, and to a lesser extent the armor, completely makes this tank just a annoying gimmick tank. Like, I'm not gonna argue you can never get your funny moments. Oh, look, I got a huge damage, I got a funny clip off. Yes, I'm sure this will happen, okay? It's not like this tank is useless. It's just really annoying to play. Are you seriously going to spend $1,000 getting a tank that's more annoying to play than the Foch B? I'm not going to say it's worse, even though it's worse in every single stat. It does have a turret, but I will say it is more annoying than the Foch B. So if you really want a clip tank, what you can do is say, fine, I won't get a turret. In return, I have better stats in every single possible category, and it's free. It's in the tech tree. I think I made my point very clear. These loot boxes are extremely retarded, and if you buy them, like, I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but what are you doing, man? Do you not see how utterly stacked the odds are against you? And you think you're so special, you fucking narcissist. You think, oh, I'll get it in 100 boxes. You think you're that guy, do you? Anyway, look, if I'm sorry I went off there a bit. If you're not gonna buy the boxes, then good for you. You are a smart person, because really, you're not missing out on much. I'm being completely honest. You already probably know the Chieftain is okay. It's not crazy. It's okay. And this thing is, although looks crazy, and I'm sure it'll be very, this thing is a clip farmer, right? You're going to see a lot of YouTube videos of this thing doing a whole bunch of damage to people, getting all these huge clips off. It's like the Caliban, okay? Yes, the Caliban, if you cherry pick replays, it's going to look like an amazing tank, but we all know the Caliban is crap. What makes the Caliban crap? Oh, it's actually the same thing that makes this tank crap. Horrendous gun handling, horrendous penetration, and a long reload. Huh. Anyway, if you're a psycho and you actually got this tank and you're ready to be disappointed, this is the equipment that I would use on it, okay? You have to use vert stabs, IRM, and either this mobility system or fire control system. Why would you use all this, chems? Are you kidding? I can't use hardening or even or vents or whatever. Look, you can use those, but what's going to happen is that you're going to miss half your shots. Literally, every second shot you fire, you're going to miss. Also, you know how I said don't bother with bond equipment because it's almost pretty much as good as bounty equipment, and bounty can be demounted for gold and much more versatile. You could hot swap them around tanks and whatnot. I did say there are exceptions to this when you really have to min-max something. This is the exception. You have to min-max this tank for dispersion after firing, which means this is the tank to use bond equipment on. The point of all this equipment, and even a directive, is to get this dispersion after firing as low as possible. There's even a field mod that does it, and you should definitely take it. Because if this value is very small, that means when you fire, the bloom doesn't actually, it doesn't get that much bigger, which means you don't have to aim at nearly as long, which means the 0.5 intraclip burst second thing is not such a big deal. That's the idea. I go with the turbo because I need some top speed and engine power, because this tank is mainly for flanking, considering how shit the penetration and the gun handling is. But if you're so inclined, okay, dispersion after fire 1.60, you can go fire control system 1.51. Now, you might be tempted to use improved aiming. Look, this tank is accurate enough. I'm going to be completely honest with you. This tank's accurate enough, and improved aiming technically will reduce all of this by a little bit, but what you get more out of these pieces of equipment for dispersion after firing. We're targeting this. This is what's important. Also, another side note is that this is one of the few heavies that I would actually recommend putting camouflage on. I don't usually do it. In fact, this is pretty much the only heavy tank I've ever put camouflage on. And it's because, if you just get spotted through bushes, you will never be able to do anything in this vehicle. You can't go hull down and use your armor, so you sort of have to jump people. You have to catch them by surprise. And if you're getting spotted through bushes, well, how's that going to work out? So this camo does actually work in remaining hidden from other heavies and mediums that don't have any spotting setups. You're not realistically going to be hidden from any light tanks with this camouflage. But really, if it's a 1v1 between me and another heavy, I have a huge advantage by having camouflage on this. And yes, this tank requires an insane crew. You have to completely max out all 6 crew members to get the most out of this. You have to. One last thing, I chose the field mod to give me more reverse speed. Yes, it does make my reload a bit longer, but look at this, okay? 41.5, 39. In this tank, when you empty your magazine, you just run away and then come back when you're loaded. Having this reverse speed means that you can poke around a corner, blast someone, and reverse out of there quickly, so you don't take any return shots. This is, in my opinion, the way to go. Anyway, fortunately, although I hate the fact that this tank is just like this in this way and whatever, and the loot boxes, it's just, I hate everything. I have some very good gameplay for you. The first replay I'm going to show you, I'm just going to tell you, a huge damage game, and it's an extremely close nail biter game. Like, it came down to the, okay, I'm not going to spoil it. Let's get into it. So this is the replay where I do a huge amount of damage, and it's a very close game, and it's very interesting. And if you're wondering, hey, Chems, why does your MBT look so cool? Well, it's because I made it look cooler with the 3D style that I made. Well, it's a mod. Yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed this tank so much that I was just like, you know, I'm gonna make this thing look cool. And, of course, that was before the nerfs. But, yeah, we're starting off on this map, Fisherman's Bay. Woohoo! I love Fisherman's Bay, dude. It's a joke. I hate this map. But look, I come here hoping to maybe get an early clip off, but yeah, the reload is long, but we're almost there, so maybe I'll get an early clip off. But oh, I don't know. Let's see. Come on, reload. So like I said, you click once and it goes bang bang. Now, I thought I could destroy that and damage him at the same time, but apparently not. And, oh, okay. Sure, thanks, Barask, for the free damage. So, you know, that free damage right there sort of masked that horrible clip right at the beginning. And that's just kind of how it is with this thing. Like, I'm going to be comparing this to the Foch B a lot. Like, that's just how it's going to be. But if... Get it, Foch B? That's how it's gonna be? Yeah, I'm sorry. If I was in a Foch B, I would have reloaded sooner. I could have sat in that bush without getting spotted. And I could have fired more accurately. And, how should I say, like, when people are going in and out of cover, I don't have to, like, miss half my shots because the second shot is going into some destructible thing that absorbs it. And looking at the map, there's a Panzer 7 that has drowned because the Bat Chat apparently wanted to go there. This is just your most average NA experience. I don't know what else to tell you. Anyway, you can see the equipment down there. I didn't put Bounty IRM because I couldn't find it. But before that, okay, we hit one, we bounced the second. Let's see if we could do it again. This person, it looks like he's hiding behind something destructible, but I can't tell. And of course, this is the pre-nerf, so it has 320 pen and 1500 shell velocity. Okay, here's the M103. Let's see here. Do I take this shot? I mean, okay, that's quite lucky. Both shots hit this very chancy and, well, both those shots missed. So, do you see what I mean by this tank misses a lot of its shots? Like, it's kind of weird, that first clip. Oh. Yeah, you see that in chat? Hold on. That first mag penned both shots. The second one missed both shots. Even though, in theory, it should be pen, miss, but whatever. And yes, I'm gonna have to censor the chat in a moment because he's right. What am I doing back here? I'm a heavy tank, and I'm at the back like a tank destroyer. Well, do you know why I'm at the back like a tank destroyer? It's the same reason why the matchmaker is not so good. It's because tanks like this, and tanks like the 50 B for an example, they're classified as heavies, but they're not really heavies, are they? They don't have any armor, and they're opportunist autoloaders. This tank can't take hits, but it gets matched up against tanks that can take hits. And oh, okay, now we're at close range. Now this is where this tank shines. I'll admit, it has its moments. This tank has its moments. But, like, if I perma-tracked him in a Foch B, it would have been the same thing, right? Like, don't get ahead of yourself. But, like I was saying, this tank and tanks like the 50 B, they kind of suck. Like, even if the tank's good, you can't take hits, but you're matched up against someone who can take hits. And as you can see, look, we are losing the city because they have a 705A, and we have an MBT, which is me. So obviously they're gonna push ahead. So if you can see, I'm pointing my tank this way because, as you know, there's a little funny location here, and I literally cannot think of a better tank to take this to. But hold on a minute. I still want to get my clip off before running away, and oh, perfect. Okay, thanks. I'm so glad I don't have to deal with Artie. That guy didn't side scrape quite perfectly there, and I have 2 more shots left, okay? There we go. Already at 5k damage, but to be fair, I'm sniping like a TD. Like a TD could do this. Maybe not the huge clip, but like, for example, think of a, what's it called? The DBV hitting for 800. I mean, yeah, sure. A DBV might have 5,000 damage at this point. But anyway, I'm reloading, and strangely enough, despite the fact that there's only one tank that they see up until I just got spotted, the E77, they're not rushing in, which is weird. I would expect this from, you know, NA players. What do you expect, right? So this person's going around. Are you really sure you want to do that? Well, that E50 looks like he has a hull down, so I back up. Do you see why I'm backing up? I don't want him to spot me and then start playing the hull down, and then I bounce all my shots, and then he auto-pens me everywhere. I want him to poke around that corner and be like, oh, nobody's here, I'm gonna drive forward. What I'm waiting for is him to come around here, get spotted, and shoot the E77, and then I just come around and blow his head off. Like, this is how this tank works. You cannot play this like a normal vehicle where, okay, I go side scrape, hull down, shoot. No. You have to play these mind games, and you have to be very strategic with this tank. Another reason why I don't recommend you get it is because, like I just mentioned, you have to play this tank in a very weird way, and if you're just an average player, or maybe even above average player, you might not really enjoy this that much, because, look, I'm trying to yap here. In order to make these, like clever plays, I have to sit and wait unspotted. This is not very entertaining. To be fair, when it pays off, it is very entertaining. Wow, I'm not gonna lie, but look, man, Fisherman's Bay, yeah. So, Chems, why aren't you going in and clipping everything out right now? Well, I can't actually kill everything with one entire magazine, and I'm gonna eat a lot of damage to do that. However, look, our Grill 15, E77, we're all going in together. Now's the time to do it. Now, I'm thinking, do I want to eat a shot and clip this guy fully out? Maybe, but not with his friend over there who will be shooting me in the side. And oh, I was not expecting that. Okay, well, what's going on here? Hello? First the Barask, now the Bizante? Don't worry, guys. Okay, this replay is still entertaining to watch. Okay, I'm not just handed paid actor after paid actor. But yeah, that kind of, I was not expecting both of them to just be sitting there, and I'm not really sure what that other guy was doing. Anyway, okay, the grill bounced the fucking 705A, and what's going on? Chems, what the fuck is this? 3 people, 3 paid actors? Don't worry, I'm not getting any damage from this guy. And, you know, kind of okay, thankfully we had paid actors, or else this match would have ended, you know, 10 minutes ago, and it wouldn't be nearly as interesting. So, I want you to look at this replay and genuinely think to yourself, what would I do in this situation? This is how you improve. Because if you just watch a replay to be entertained, you won't actually improve. I hope this is what sets me apart from Quickie Baby, is that I can show replays that are a cut above the average. What would you do in this situation? I want to go back to the base, but look on the map. That Grill 15, God knows when the last time he was spotted. He could be at A1 for all I know. I'm not so sure I want to YOLO in like that. And look, what is this position? And timing too. He drove forward right as I came around the corner. Maybe he was paying attention, good for him, whatever. I'm still mad. So what would you do? Is it really worth going after the Centurion, who, by the way, as I approach him, he'll just poke, shoot me, and I can't shoot back because of my horrific gun handling? Well, the answer was to wait. And that's kind of how most of World of Tanks is just waiting, right? And, okay, this guy's spotted again, and is he gonna poke? He just got shot again. He might poke the other side. No, I go in the reload. Do you know why I go in the reload? He's 76 HP. I don't really much care for him anymore. I'm more interested in the Blesk, and I don't have enough shots to kill him, and I think he's going to be coming soon, so I should reload now so I have enough shots. And oh, shit. Well, this changes things. Who should I go after? Well, I'm going to tell you it's not going to be the Grill 15, because he has too much health. I'd rather finish off these two one-shots here and try and kite the Grill 15. So I'm waiting around these two buildings for either the Scent or the Blessed to come from in front or behind me. And I'm blocking the chat right now because there's a lot of angry messages. Okay, I guess we're fighting the Grill. Alrighty then. So he puts a shot into me, but I actually get him, which is huge because I do not want this person to be alive towards the end of the match. It'll be impossible to find him. We're at 9,000 damage. However, I am a 1.5 shot for the Centurion, and I am clippable from the Blesk. Is the Scent coming? Notice how I've positioned myself. I can proxy both directions he comes from. That way I can turn and shoot him quickly. But I decide, okay, he hasn't come yet, meaning he's not like immediately around the corner. I'm gonna leave this position before they gang up on me. I did not get spotted there. That was insanely lucky. It seems like I clipped the side of his tank, but his turret wasn't, or his cupola wasn't sticking out. Now I'm reloading. Now I'm very much in trouble. I gotta leave, because the Bless could be coming to kill me now, and I would not be able to fight back. As you can see, yes, I am blocking the chat a little bit. There's a lot of slurs and angry messages coming through, because yeah, look, people see this tank, they see loot boxes and how you get this tank, and then they see me camping at the back, and they just... it obviously is going to upset people, right? This extremely pay-to-win tank camping at the back, like, yeah, I'm just gonna block the whole chat for now because it's coming down hard. Anyway, so we've got 3 minutes to kill this Blesk. Should be simple, right? Although this tank has no armor, the Blesk can pen me pretty much anywhere. Not really from a long range, right? His pen does drop off quite a lot. Up close though, and especially if he gets my side, I'm just dead. But the thing is, I have an insane gun, right? So hopefully I can just spot him here and kill him, right? Right? What we're doing right now, the Grill's position is good. He can support me if I get YOLO'd, and he's not YOLOing himself, getting himself caught out. Because I think he's low health. Yes, he is. He has half the remaining health, and he's definitely an auto pen, okay? Even the Blesk's penetration drop off, it's still more than enough to pen the Grill. And to be honest, the Grill played this decently well. He went into the cap thinking, okay, the Blesk might have left to go over here, and that's what I thought. And oh shit, he just killed him. So I'm like, okay, he's got to be there, right? Where else is he gonna be? I asked him to ping it on the map, and yeah, that's where he pinged. I was going here anyway, but you know, it's good to verify. And I don't want him to escape this way, and I'm hoping I can see him if he escapes that way. This is how I'm pathing right now. So I'm getting to here. Come on. Is he here? Honestly, he could be there, and I don't spot him. Really. Although, if he was, he should have opened fire by now, right? I mean, he's got my side and ass. And he's not a one-shot, by the way. Look, he's actually got health. So now it's really fucked, okay? At this point now, I have no idea where this Blesk is, and I've got 1:40 left on the game. And I'm on 8 kills, by the way. I don't know if you noticed, I'm on 8 kills, and if I kill this Blesk, I get 10k damage. But the question is, where is he? Like I said, I thought he would go over here, or no, hold on. Let me collect my thoughts. I thought if he were to go this way, I would see him, so he must have gone this way. There's no use in going to the corner of the map here because realistically, there's a minute left. I'm going to go to the center of the map to try and maximize how many angles I can spot him from, right? If I go to A1 and he's not there, there's going to be 20 seconds of the game left. So here I am in the middle. And by the way, use your sixth sense. If you get spotted at a certain position, you can sort of infer where he's going to be. So now I'm thinking, where is... Oh, I just got spotted. He could be anywhere. He could be right there for all I know, but he could be anywhere. And I'm just like, where is he? I'm scanning every single one of these bushes and trees, thinking, where could he most likely be? I get spotted again, which means he actually interrupted line of sight and then respotted me. That should give you a clue as to where he actually is. He's either in between these buildings and he lost line of sight, or he's back there. Somehow. I'm not sure. And oh my god, there he fucking is. 800 HP. Okay. MBT, hit your fucking shots, okay? Stop. Okay. Shit. And suddenly the chat is no longer upset. Yeah, it's no longer a draw. Don't worry. Holy fuck. Yeah. That was... It actually got interesting. You can't lie. It got interesting towards the end, so I hope... Like, it balanced out the horrifically boring early game. But... Yeah, 9 kills, 10,000 damage. That's what this tank is capable of before the nerf. Now, if you're wondering, oh, is that it? Is that the best game? Don't worry. Boy, do I have a shit ton of high damage games. Bunch of 9Ks, bunch of whatever. This, before the nerf, yeah, this tank was pretty strong. So, on to the next replay. Alright, the MBT on Malinovka. To be fair, it's a mixed bag. Because, yeah, you're very fast. You can be the first one up the hill. And you can get an early clip off. Yep, no one's arguing that. The only problem is after you get your early clip off, then what? You can't play hull down because you have no turret armor, or any armor for that matter. And cupola sniping is extremely difficult with this, well, horrific gun dispersion factors and the fact that the second shot almost always misses. So you're going to be taking a lot of damage and not really dishing out much damage in return. But to be fair, there is nowhere else to go. Because this, again, is a heavy. I can't be sneaky, for example, sniping over here. It's just, I'm going to get spotted, no matter what. So, I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to camp this corner, and wait for someone to poke out. Someone in chat saying any good, I'm saying extremely. This is because to be fair, I thought this tank would be... Oh, okay, first of all... Yeah. Bang, bang, killed. The rumor going around... Also, that's an amazing name, by the way. Anime Thigh saves lives. But let's just remove the anime part. It would be very accurate. Next to Mongol Gunner. Okay. Great. Anyway, as I was saying... There was a rumor for quite a while that this tank would be part of the next set of mission campaign tanks. Like... personal missions, like the 260 or the 279. And in that case, I would have said, yeah, this tank would be worth getting because it literally doesn't cost you anything, and then you can have something that could be entertaining sometimes, right? But now, instead if you say, hey, you can have this tank, but you have to pay $1,000 in loot boxes. That's fuck off. I'm not doing that. What the hell are you talking about? Also, this replay was before the tank was nerfed. That's why I said, yes, it's extremely good, because although it's worse than the Foch B, it has a turret to make up for it. But now it's so much more worse than the Foch B, the turret doesn't even make up for it. Anyway, I'm like, there's no... Whoopsie. There's no chance I poke this with all those guys aiming. But this? Oh, here we go. Okay, bang, bang. Who's getting it next? Do you want it next? Oh, okay, bang, bang. Okay, you're getting it next. And to finish the clip off, he's not even going to aim at me. What can I say, dude? NA server. Well, just like that, free 2400 clip. But this is what I mean. This is what I said in the last replay. Playing it as a traditional heavy isn't going to work. Trying to play like an opportunity poke bang bang, that's how this tank works. But when you're in a matchup where, like, you're the only top tier heavy, and you're matched up against someone else who has armor, well, your team's at a huge disadvantage. You're forced to be the teal player chai sniper. And I was considering leaving the hill because it kind of looked like we're getting overrun here. Like, they've conquered all of this. But, I don't know, I feel like we could probably get a clip off on this guy, and then I can leave, right? And, oh, okay, that's that gun handling. Yeah, to be fair, it wasn't really fully aimed, but I wasn't moving that fast. And it's only a Lorraine 50T, it's only enormous. But now I'm definitely gonna leave the hill, because look at this position. There's no way you're gonna win sitting here, right? It's a losing fight, guys. I feel bad for tanks like this Maushin, because really, what the fuck is he supposed to do? He spent the whole game getting here. By the time he got here, the game was over, at least from the hill. And that's where this tank's top speed before the nerf is quite nice. I'm able to escape quickly. And of course, it's still fast. It's just like I was going downhill, so obviously I'm going to reach my top speed. It's just that now the top speed is less and the power to weight is less. It's a double whammy. But anyway, sniping in this tank. Okay, first one missed, second one hit. Okay, how about this guy? No, this guy, yeah. So, if this is how this tank operates before the nerf, with its high pen and high shell velocity, you can only imagine what it's going to be like now, after the nerf. And to clarify, the tank was nerfed before release, okay? So, it's not like they nerfed a premium or some shit, or Wargaming now nerfs reward tanks or whatever. No. I played this tank before release, quite liked it. Then they nerfed it before release, played it, and I was like, oh, now it's kind of a gimmick tank. So, I'm not too thrilled about it. My opinion will most likely be it'll be a stark contrast to what everybody else is going to tell you. Everybody's going to tell you, oh, this tank's overpowered and toxic and all that. First of all, CCs are actually, like, required to promote tanks even if they're bad. It's not explicitly stated, but it is heavily implied. And I don't know how to explain it to you. It would require a whole video where I discuss this, how Wargaming manipulates people like this. But anyway, regardless, I'm gonna try and go up the hill and get them from behind, and oh, whoopsie, Foch B. He puts a shot into me, and then for some reason he starts moving. Why did you do that? You know, like, looking at that, he might have actually been able to kill me if he just emptied his magazine and didn't interrupt himself. But, okay. Luck, I guess. And, I mean, the point is... Oh, let me just finish this guy off. The point is, yes, the Foch B is pretty much as good as this thing, if not better. It's just that it doesn't have a turret, so you have to make do with that. But, like, I know there's gonna be people out there that are like, this tank's so overpowered because they were not paying attention, and they got fully clipped out, and they were killed, and they're like, oh, so unfair. But it's like, if you have a quarter of a brain, and can look at your mini-map every once in a while, then you can't really get YOLO killed by this thing. Like, really, though. You will notice, hey, there's an MBT here. Hey, he's aiming at me. Oh, he's gonna try and clip me. And then all you have to do is, like, just wiggle your hull, and the second shot will probably miss. Literally just like that. I penned one, he turned to face me, and the second one bounced. And, nice snapshot, you little son of a bitch. Look, you saw that? That was a very risky shot to take, considering that's probably the last shot you're gonna take. Like, okay, dude. But yeah, look, he saw me poke up, so he turned towards me, and the second shot bounced. It's so easy to counter this tank. And because the armor's so bad, you can whip your tank snapshot, and if it hits like this tiny corner here, it'll still pen. So, yeah, what can I say? I don't recommend you play or you gamble for this tank. Honestly, just get the Foch B. Simple as that. Anyway, on to the next replay. So chems, is this tank overpowered before the nerf? I don't know. To be honest, like, I have 6,000 DPG in this tank before the nerf, so 6,000 damage per game, which you might hear that and think, oh my god, that it is overpowered. But to be fair, let's be reasonable here. The Object 260 requires 6,000 DPG in order to 3-mark it. So if I average 6,000 damage per game in the Object 260, is the Object 260 overpowered? I don't think so. I mean, it's a good tank, I don't think it's overpowered. So that doesn't necessarily mean this is overpowered. But maybe you will think it's overpowered after what I do to this Jagdpanzer 100. You ready? Alright, the first one bounced, but okay. There we go. Bang, bang. Next one. Okay. Another 800. He's going to repair his track and... Yeah. Yeah. Get fucked. That Yag... He, yeah. Just like that. Fucking dead within the first minute of the game, a Yag is dead. Now, to be fair... Where are you going, dude? You're driving in the middle of a field. To be fair, this map is crap, right? Yeah, realistically, he should just go here-ish. Or, you know, do what they normally do and camp the base, but whatever. Anyway, so... We're gonna be reloaded soon, and despite the fact this has a longer reload than the Foch B, it's not the worst thing ever. It's manageable, and... Oh! Perfect timing, would you look at that? Remember how I said you usually miss the second shot? Well, when you don't, you end up with huge damage replays like this. It's just, again, like I said, I'm cherry-picking the matches. And, of course, artillery is already on my dick. And on this guy's dick as well. But, yeah, okay, let's get a reload in and see where we can go next. Looking at the map, everything has basically been spotted, except a Sturv and a Rhino. And I see an opening on the 0 line. If only a Sturv and a Rhino are spotted, or not spotted, then I'm willing to go over there. So, the people on that flank are a Scent and a Udez. Which I can just kill both of them. But remember, here's the thing you have to keep in mind with this tank. You never want to really do anything alone. I pinged this guy behind me to come with me. Because when I'm reloading, I need someone to cover me, or else I'm just going to get YOLO'd and I'm just going to die. And I wasn't expecting this guy to be sitting in a hull down here. So look at this. I have to traverse this huge, like, ground. Probably going to take, like, 4 shots to get to him. Just to... Oh, you're going to poke like that? Okay, get tracked. And the intra-clip is... Yeah... The intra-clip there is not quite enough to keep him perma-tracked. But it's fine. It would be overpowered, to be honest, if the intra-clip was any faster than this. Like, this is 3.5, and the Gendrarm on EU, or the Russian server, which is very similar to this, is 3 seconds. Any shorter than that, and... Yeah, no, that would be too unfair. So, I'm in quite the dilemma now. Do I want to reload? Because I have 2 shots left, and the Centurion is 2-shottable, and I want to kill him, like, right now, and then reload so that I can have all my shells ready for all the people on the other side of the map. But I'm going to take this long way, just to ensure that the Scent won't be behind me, and okay, there he is. Now, the reticule on this tank is quite big despite my insane gun handling setup. And look, I still have to aim. And that first shot almost looked like an armor not hit. It went very low, and it looked like it was going to hit the tracks and miss the hull. Thankfully, though, it hit, so thank goodness. But imagine if it did armor not hit. He'd be a one-shot, and then I'd be reloading for 4 minutes. Or, not 4 minutes, 40 seconds. You know how annoying that'd be? Again, like, at least with the Foch B, it reloads faster, and you have plenty of time to aim your shots, especially in between each shot, right? But anyway, this should be nice. Look, a Yag, full HP, another one. Okay, he lost a bit of health, but still, nice amount of juicy health here, right? Okay, let's get close. And, oh, we're running out of... Okay, one hit, the other one missed. One hit, the other one bounced. One hit, and the other one bounced. This is what this tank is in a nutshell. Pen, miss. Pen, bounce, pen, bounce. The second shot is really fucky. Honestly. And see, this is the perfect replay. Oh, by the way, I don't care if I get hit by this 60 TP, because we're gonna win this match and I want to get damage, so it's a fine. But this replay is great because it really does compare the first clip where I just instantly killed someone to that last clip I just did right there where pen bounce, pen bounce. It's frustrating. Like, imagine if it's a close game and you're just bounce, bounce, miss, bounce. And like this guy, okay, here's the cupola. Neither of those hit, apparently, or pen, or whatever. And I'm like, okay, fuck this guy, just die, dude. So, I have 2 shots left. Should I go in the reload, or should I save him? well, there's some people apparently over here, and okay, there's a rhino. Perfect. Let's put 2 shots into him, and you might be noticing a common theme here. Yes, these high damage games sometimes, or I guess so far, have had a paid actor. Fair enough. But the thing is, when you have such a long reload, you kind of have to, like... This isn't like a... How do I describe it? Like a tortoise or a badger, where I could just boom, 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 pump out the damage quickly. You pen bounce, pen bounce, pen bounce, and then you're reloading for 40 seconds, right? Now, I was gonna ram this T92, but look where that 277 is looking. I'm like, no, 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 I want that damage. So, I could have actually gotten more damage if I rammed that T92, but... No, I wanted this guy all for myself, right? Just gonna reload, and... There we go. 9,000 damage in the MBT. So, not too bad, right? Again, I had a lot of pen, because this is before the nerf, right? 320. And... Now, after the nerf, those 2 Yags, I'm not sure I would have penned as many shots on them as I would have. So, take that with a grain of salt. Anyway, on to the next replay. So in this replay, we're on Highway. And Highway is a decent map when it comes to the city fight. Because if it's not a stalemate, which sometimes it is, if it's not that, it's usually a pretty interesting dynamic fight because there's a lot of different corridors you can bob and weave in between to try and, you know, clip people out or whatever. And clipping people out is what this tank does, right? Now, of course, you can't side scrape or do anything. You're utterly reliant on your team, and you just have to sit around and wait for an opportunity to arise. But when the opportunity arises, it can capitalize on it, especially since this is pretty close range. So the horrific gun handling and the sort of like firing after your gun has bloomed, because, you know, bang bang, it's not such a big deal. So when I come here to this side of the map, I usually from this side, you aim here and you usually get 1 or 2 people crossing. You could poke like this to get an early shot off. And yeah, it wasn't the greatest play because I did not see that 277. He literally got spotted right as I poked and he got spotted. So my attention was on him. So whoopsie, it's okay. A bit of a misplay there, but whatever. What I was trying to say is you can sometimes, like if you're fast, poke and catch someone off guard, but don't play your luck. You will get shot back. So just do it 1 shot and pull back. Now, do I really want to take more shots from this guy in order to do some return shots? And oh, okay, are you gonna look at someone else? Oh, perfect. Bang bang. I don't even want to finish him off. It's why the hell would I waste 800 potential damage on 66 HP? There you go, already took care of it. Perfect. Chems, you just went on the reload. Yeah, look, okay. Fine. Maybe I should have killed him. It's kind of a force of habit I have, where it's like, if something's on like 60 HP, I don't want to waste my shot on it. Just in case, you know? But yeah, I probably should have just shot him. Whatever. Anyway, so this match is definitely not a stalemate, so thank goodness for that. I'm gonna reload and see what person I can clip out. Okay. Oh my goodness, is that a full HP 100? Let's get it going. He just fired. I think that's the big gun. One thing about this tank, yes, it has a top speed like a medium, but not really the power to wait. It does take a while to reach it. But anyway, oh, look at that. Bang, bang. Reload. He fired. Bang, bang. Isn't that perfect, dude? And... yeah. Wow. I'm telling you, this tank has its moments. That's pretty impressive. Like, if I was in a Foch B, I would have taken a return shot because I would not have pulled it back around the corner in between my inner clip because I don't have an inner clip like that and I don't have a turret. So I would just sit in front of the E100. But the thing is, the E100 might have bounced me because he was reversing. He fired on the move. I think he did. Maybe I'm wrong, but if he fired on the move, he probably would have just hit my upper plate and bounced. This tank, you're not bouncing. Okay, you shoot it, it pens. Anyway, we're at 3,600, and that was a very juicy, delicious clip on the E100. To be fair, with the nerfed penetration, his unangled lower plate would have been easily penned. Still, but The difference is that with the nerfed APCR, you're definitely not penning the front of the turret. But anyway, look, we've got a chieftain proto here not paying attention. So let me just put 2 shots into him. He's a 1-shot. Watch this, okay? 1, 2. You see that? You see that shit? I was so satisfied with myself. I'm like, I'm gonna clip this guy out fully. And, oh, okay, I took a return shot, but that's fine. Yeah, so if you're good, you can do that. You can go bang, bang. 1, 2. 2 different targets. So, distribute your shots evenly. I bet from their perspective, it looks fucking crazy. Like, this guy blows up, and then he instantly whips to you and shoots you back. I have had a game where I've gotten a double kill like that, and the kill replay must have been insane. Anyway, I have 900 HP, which I'm not, like, super upset I took a shot from the grill. I'm still upset about the shot on the 277, though. I could, like, being at around 1400 HP would be perfect, but 900 will do for now. And, okay, this guy, alright. Let's see, can I... No. He's not, the Artie's not one-shottable, so I'm not gonna do the shoot that guy and then switch that guy type of tactic. And, oh, okay, the Wheezy's there. Well, he's in the bushes, so if I drive forward, I'll get underneath his gun. And, yeah, I'm at very low HP now. So that was... Yeah, it wasn't the best. But, hopefully, I can at least get underneath his gun, and if he tries to YOLO me, I can clip him out, right? One slight small problem. Look on the map, I am completely alone. If I turned around, I might have been able to leave. He might have reloaded and killed me, I'm not too sure. Point is, I'm stuck here now. So, when I poke this, will I spot him? No. Remember, you don't have to poke very high to spot people, because that thing that sticks on top of you, this thing is actually a working viewport, and you will spot people. But I'm not gonna lie to you, I am stuck here. It would be nice to have a teammate that could spot, but I just... Oh, he's just gonna come after me. Okay. Can I get a second clip off? Please, please. Oh! He didn't aim that. He didn't aim that, right? And this is kind of what I mean. Hold on. He had like a... It's kind of hard to see, but like, he kind of had like that, right? He had my turrets, and he really didn't aim that. Now, of course, that thing has like 395 heat pen. It's going to pen everything. But let's just, for the sake of argument, if I was a Foch B, do you think he would have aimed for longer? Maybe he would have. And in that case, maybe I would have gotten an extra shot off. I don't know. Maybe not. Speculation. Anyway, this game where I kind of barely did anything, 8,000 damage, just like that. Bang. And if you're watching this and getting hyped and thinking, oh my god, I know he's talking all this shit, but I want to play this tank so badly. Dude, just take the Foch B out. It's the same thing. Do you not see all my average Foch B enjoyer videos? These videos, by the way, of the Foch B, these were before it was buffed. The Foch B is even better now. Trust me, you're not going to like this tank when you bounce every single shot because 305 pen instead of the Foch B's 325. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and thanks for watching.